Christianity is not a Western religion. It is just Christianity. It started by Christ, Jesus Christ, in Israel. And so it is not a white man's religion, as they call it. Other than the accident I had, I am very healthy, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love them too because they are very well behaved, very well brought up.
Yeah.
You know, when you are with a child who is well brought up, you enjoy him too.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome, viewers. This is your host, Joyce Gikunju, inspirational speaker, published author, and podcast show host. And this is the Bounce Back Podcast, your self-help business show for the entrepreneur in you.
Hello and welcome to the channel. This is the Bounce Back Show and we are excited to have you back again. And today we are excited because not only are we in leafy suburbia, but today we're interviewing a 96-year-old published author, and he has lived to tell his story. He has lived through 5 presidents and he was Kenyan before there was Kenyan. My name is Joyce Gikunju and welcome. How are you, Mheshimiwa?
I'm very well, thank you.
Right. I'm excited to be interviewing you today, Honorable Mbathi. And today we're just going to be talking about the book that you have already published 3 years now.
Yes.
And I just want to begin by asking you, how does it feel to be a published author?
Well, I must say I feel proud about it, really, because it's not an easy effort at all.
Yes.
I had to concentrate a lot, really, and remember a lot. You know, the book covers from my childhood to the current age.
Yes.
And that is quite a lot to remember, you know.
Yes.
But I'm glad to say that I remembered it and reproduced it very well. Yeah.
What is the secret to remembering?
Well, it's a gift from God, actually,
Yeah.
because having a good memory is a great gift without a doubt.
Yes.
And I'm very proud of my memory because I really remember many, many, many things, you know.
Yeah.
And not everybody has got that gift.
Yes.
So those of us who have got it must thank God.
Yes.
And we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we were doing the book, this is how we described you in about the author page.
Yes.
Teacher, community development worker, director of personnel, permanent secretary, member of parliament, cabinet minister, board member, husband, son, brother, friend, grandfather, author. So these are the many faces and phases in the life of one man, Honorable Titus Kitili Mbathi. And we say that your life story is spread over the better part of 1 century and is as rich as it is deep. Does that sound like you?
Yes, it does. It does
So
indeed.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I wasn't born yesterday. You can see that.
Yes, 9 decades later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And still able to walk, still able to remember things,
Oh, yes.
to articulate.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it is a gift.
And other than the accident I had, I am very healthy, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel wonderful, really.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to start the interview by reading some of the reviews that were done about your book.
Yes.
By those who've already read it. And I'm going to start with somebody who has known you for many years because he was a child.
Yes.
And then he grew up and now he's in academia.
Yes.
So this is something I think is a good way to start us off because he remembers you from way back and he has seen you through changing times. And this is what he had to say to you, about you. Let me tell you who it is so that it can help us put context into how he, the eyes through which he has seen you. Because I don't know whether you remember him as a young man or the gentleman he has become.
Who?
Alan Gashukia.
Yes, indeed, I do.
Yeah, and so for those who don't know, Alan Gashukia is the executive director at the Riara Group of Schools.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what he has to say about you. He says that you have lived through 3 constitutional orders. You have served in the National Assembly and sat on numerous boards, both in the public and in the private sector. And he says that he respects you in ways he finds hard to articulate. This is what is interesting about when he reads your book. He says that reading your book felt like attending a master class, something out of Rolf Dobelli's The Art of the Good Life. Do you remember the book?
Yes, of course. I do.
Yeah. So what is it about the book that you think he remembers when he reads your book?
I think what must have excited him is the things I wrote about my youth, way back from my youth, you know. Alan is a great friend of my son, Kitili, and he used to visit us quite often, really. And he got to know me very well. What he says is perfectly true because he lived with us for some time.
Oh.
You know, coming during the holidays with Kitili and so on. So he got to know me very well, and I got to know him very well too. I should say he's a very well-behaved young man.
Yeah.
He got along very well with my children, and he got to know me very well. When they came home, they were very well treated by my wife, just like our own children, you know.
Yeah.
And they loved visiting us. We loved them too because they are very well behaved, very well brought up.
Yeah.
You know, when you are with a child who is well brought up, you enjoy him too.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what he says is true. He does know me well in a very special manner because I did not behave the way I did with them, with everybody. He was just like my own son.
Yeah.
And so he got to know how we lived as a family.
Yes.
And we had a happy family, I must say. Yeah.
And this is the time when you were in Kitusuru?
No. No. He came much later. You know, with my son, I was then a grown-up and so on, you know, finished my education. And that is when he used to visit us.
Okay. So he says that biographies can sometimes be heavy, slow reads. But for you, he said that your book is not a sermon. It is a testimony, a raw, thoughtful account of who you are and what you believe Kenya is and the dreams of what it could still become. And it is full of lessons, rich in introspection, and grounded in deeply held convictions. What he likes about your book is that you don't shy away from offering personal perspectives.
Yes. Yes, because I wrote the book with a purpose, really. To tell you the truth, one of the purposes was educating, or rather, paving the way for young men and women to learn how to behave.
Yeah.
Because with good behavior,
you
can advance your career very well. And without good behavior, nobody will trust you. And that will be the end of your career, or rather, a big limitation to your career. So when you are well behaved, trusted by everybody, then you pave the way for your career progression.
So,
and for making friends, of course.
You mentioned your wife. And he says, as someone who had the privilege of knowing both you and your wife from a young age, he felt this part of the book deeply. And this is what he says. I first met them at their Kitusuru home when I was around 13 or 14, fresh in Form 1. Titus struck me even then as a man of precision, deliberate, intellectual humor, organized and incredibly well-behaved even through the eyes of a child. And yet you didn't look like work. That's what he says, that you carried yourself with a calm discipline that invited respect rather than demanded it. And I wrap up this place by saying that Your early years were marked by structure, self-restraint, and a deep sense of responsibility that clearly shaped the person that you became.
I must say I did not observe all this about myself, but what he observed must be true.
Yeah.
I have always believed in good behavior, because it opens doors for you.
Yeah.
When you are a trustworthy person,
Yes.
people will like you because they know that you are trustworthy.
Yeah.
They can trust you.
Yes.
And when you are just the opposite, people will avoid you like poison. Yes, because you could ruin their own careers as well.
Yes.
You don't want to be mentioned in the company of someone
Yes.
who misbehaves, who steals, etc.
Exactly.
So it is what he says is very true, thank God. But I'm glad I was seen that way.
Yeah. And I think what I can say here is, doesn't it then mean that if you want to progress in life, you have to choose your circle carefully?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wrap up here by talking about the same book, Rolf Dobelli's book. And he says, remember Dobelli's idea of circle of dignity from the Art of the Good Life. He describes it as a sacred space where you place a few values that are inviolable and non-negotiable. You keep that circle small and you commit to those values deeply. And this, according to him, is what you have done. And because of that, you have become a living embodiment of the psalmist's words. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. A long, fulfilling life has been the reward of a life well lived, one rooted in purpose, humility, Christian faith, and integrity. Maybe this is where we talk about your faith now.
Yes, yes. What he quoted there is a verse in Psalm, I think it is Psalm 121 or something like that, that when you trust in the Lord, things will go well for you. He will protect you from harm and open doors for things which you want to do for you as a blessing. So I've always believed, and I still be strongly, that Christianity is real. And when you really believe, God will not let you down.
Yeah.
That is a promise.
Promise.
He will also bless you with long life, as in my case, for which I thank him, you see. So what he observes, he must have been very observant, really.
Yeah.
What he observes is true.
Yes.
Because these are the lessons I try to teach to my children, Believe in God, trust him fully, and your things will go well.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, like me, you'll be blessed with a long life, because everybody cannot expect a long life, It's a gift.
It's a gift.
Yes, not everybody gets it. So when you get it, you and I must be very grateful to God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what else you're saying is there's something called emotional intelligence, which you've talked about in your book.
Yes.
That being self-aware is also emotional intelligence, which is a new thing that, was not talked about 10, 20 years ago, but people have discovered that it makes the difference between you and the next person who has the same upbringing, same everything.
It makes a lot of difference, really. Some people fail to get promoted because when their behavior towards other people, is observed, it is found to be lacking. It is very important to have empathy. If you are working with colleagues and you find one of them in need of something very important, you should help him to attain it. Because you will then be showing sympathy towards him. And there are many people with whom you could sympathize if you chose to. And if you cannot help anyone, or you are reluctant to help other people, they will not like to come to you. When you are empathetic, you find people flowing towards you. Why? Because they know that they will get as much help as you can give.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was Alan Gashukia.
Yes.
Who has over 24 years in financial services, of which 18 were in executive senior management.
Yes.
Let's move to someone else here who now, again, still academia, but at higher level.
Yes.
Dr. Florence Musime.
Yes.
Chancellor Daystar University.
Used to be.
Used to be the
Yes.
chancellor.
Vice.
Vice. Okay. So, Dr. Florence Musime, that's Ugandan.
She was married to a Ugandan. She's a Mukamba.
Yes.
And was married to a Mugandan. He is no more.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
He was a Muganda.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
All right. So Dr. Florence is, this is what she has to say about your book. She says, underlying your great life story is a great message for all of us, that leadership and responsibility incorporating hard work, resilience, spiced with a bit of fun, you'll tell us about that, and the courage to, to face your setbacks without giving up is the foundation of self, community, and national development. What is she talking about there?
I think she must be talking about the job I did as a fresh graduate. I was appointed community development, not worker, community development officer. That's very important, specifically. During those days, an officer was one who was in charge of a district. That's during the time of the colonial administration. So when you are appointed an officer, you are a real officer with a lot of responsibility, in charge of a district, you see. And that's what I was appointed. So, community development taught me a lot, because I was dealing with people who needed help.
Yes.
In the rural areas. And I went out of my way to help as much as I could. So much so that some people used to look for me at home to help them.
Yes.
Not necessarily with giving them things, but advice. And I gave it freely.
Yes.
I gave it freely. When we went round in locations, I think you are aware of locations,
Yes.
which constitute a district. When we went round in a district, there would be a camp, an officer's camp. And I spent the night there. And you know what I used to do? I used to get a goat, or one was brought to me by a chief. I would slaughter it for the chief and other friends to come in the evening to chat with me. And that is where I learned a lot of Kikamba, by the way.
Oh.
Yes, because when I was abroad, my Kikamba was a bit deficient. But staying with these people during the evenings, I learned a lot of Kikamba.
Yes.
Kikamba proverbs and idioms,
Yes.
etc. And it became me empathetic. It taught me empathy as well. Because when you stay with those evenings, you have to entertain them and you have to tell them stories and so on.
Yes.
And they learn their customs.
Yes.
So I learned a lot, really, as a young student, or rather as a young officer. Yes.
So Dr. Florence Musime says, again, Honorable Mbathi leaves no doubt that the essence of being a Christian is at best communicated in the way one lives, besides speaking about it. Can you speak about that? Because I feel like there's a disconnect there for a lot of people.
I can. You see, every Sunday, unless I'm ill, I'll go to church. Even today, when limping a little, I'll go to church. Why? Because I find it extremely satisfying.
Yeah.
It fills my soul, and I feel that this is something which I must not miss. So I go there every Sunday, so long as I can. And I have found that what I learn from the church is getting closer to God.
Yeah.
And when you have that spirit of wishing to learn more and more, and regarding the church as your family,
Yes.
because it's a Christian family, we all belong to the same family, the family of God.
Yeah.
So, getting closer to God is something which gives me a lot of satisfaction. And it's something which I don't think I will ever forget, ever regret. On the contrary, I enjoy it a great deal.
Is there any way that culture and religion clash?
Well, yes. You see, many young people today don't attend the church because they are deceived that it is a Western religion. Christianity is not a Western religion. It is just Christianity. It started by Christ, Jesus Christ, in Israel. And so it is not a foreign, it is not a white man's religion, as they call it. That is mistaken, Christianity, as far as I'm concerned, is a world religion. One of the world's biggest religions, And it started in Israel, as you and I know. You see? So to call it a foreign religion is not right. It is just Christianity, Yeah.
So how can people live out their faith in the marketplace so that it doesn't feel like it's just something you do on Sunday? How will I know a Christian at the place of work?
Well, if you are a true believer, or anyone who is a true believer, will first and foremost worship God at home. Secondly, go to church, some church or other. There are many churches, as you know, Protestant churches, some church or other. But above all, he himself or herself will show by the way they live that they are Christians. Christianity is something that you observe being lived by someone. Why? Because it is clear that this is a Christianity. There is a Bible, there are hymn books, etc. So when you observe those, we know that you are Christian. We know a Christian by your actions.
Yes.
Yeah. And you confess. Not only will you be suspected to be a Christian, but you confess it yourself. And say, I am a Christian.
Yes.
Yes.
So I like the way she's wrapped it up over here. She says that your book is full of insights into where we have come from as a people and as a nation who have lived it. And, she likes that you're willing to share the story. So who is this book for? It is great for those who are in leadership. It's great for those who are scholars. And it's great for people, learners who are searching for a deeper understanding of the impact of the power to and with in personal, community, and national development. And she says that it is also highly recommended for those who are grappling with the challenge of shifting from the power over in leadership. What is she talking about here? Well,
if you want to be a true leader, as far as I'm concerned, most likely you will be a Christian. Why? Because Christianity is full of principles, principles which are of great benefit to mankind. You see? So, you don't need to be a European to follow those principles. No. Those principles are good for everybody. And that is why I believe she refers
Yeah.
to my book as being, as leading the people to follow a good way, not a bad way, you know. And I have explained in my book what kind of fellowship they need,
Yeah.
you know. It's not guesswork.
Yeah.
It's all very clear. For me, I confess Christianity openly.
Yeah.
So anyone who is a true Christian will not hide. They will say, they will confess that they are Christians. Yeah. There's no question of hiding, you know, or hiding, you know, worshipping in secret. Why? You must you must confess openly, you know, so that everybody may know that you are Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you lead others too to Christianity, as I try to do.
Yeah. She wraps it up by saying, I take this opportunity to nudge Honorable Titus Mbathi to take the pen once again and write us a book on leadership and responsibility, as this is a challenge to African institutions. And she says that that should be part 2 of your autobiography.
Frankly, I'm thinking about it very seriously. You know, first it has got to settle in the head for me to know this is what I want to write about. I have a fairly good idea, but it's not something that you rush into.
Yeah.
No. It's got to think about it to get all the ideas clearly and then settle on writing.
Let us go to someone else from the heart of Kitui. Kitui is now a county.
Yes.
And this person is none other than, this is now in clergy, Reverend Mesha Kioko.
Yes.
Senior Pastor, AIC Mulango.
Yes.
And he's also the National Director, Chariots for Hope, which is an organization that supports orphaned and vulnerable children in Kenya.
Yes.
So I love the way he started it off. He has said that many books have been written and will continue to be written, but he actually says that your book, My Life's Journey, transformed his life, you know? And this is what he says. A book written by a centenarian who is 3.5 years shy, yet so resourceful and persuasive, employing suspense and tact to keep you glued to his work. He says that you take, you know, for him, this is what he says verbatim, the author takes us through an epic journey of his life, a story spreading, you know, through a century since birth to adulthood. And you weave together an interesting, rich, deep tapestry of events, detailing your life from when you were a local student to when you became an international student, when you were a bachelor to when you became a husband and a father, from a simple junior civil servant to when you became a seasoned politician and a government officer to an executive private sector worker, an entrepreneur, and a farmer. And he says that people wonder, you leave the reader wondering how this international figure, and yet very selfless and humble, from the village of Kisekini, Mulango in Kitui. Maybe I should take a pause here and ask you, how do you balance, you know, the local, the international? Many people get carried away the moment they travel out of the country. They cannot relate with regular, everyday people. How do you do that?
Well, it really depends on one's interest, you know. I have always been interested in my people. That's the kind of man I am, you know. Even at home, if you come to my home, you'll find that I mix with people very well because they are part of me. But some people may not be made that way.
Yeah.
So for me, I have no problem at all. In fact, I enjoy people's company very well. If you see me with my nephews, etc., you'll be amazed because we mingle very well. They are much younger than I am.
Yeah.
But they like me because I make them laugh and we enjoy life together.
Yeah.
And above all, they know that I'm a Christian, a deep Christian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what helps you traverse the age gaps that are there between you and people who are much younger
Yes,
than you?
partly that, and partly my own nature. You know, there are some people who don't like mixing at all. And when they get to a position like what I got,
Yeah.
they live apart.
Yeah.
They don't want to mix with these other people. But I do. I want to mingle with people.
Yeah.
I still learn a lot from them. And I'm interested in nature anyway.
Yeah.
And they learn a lot from me. They say so, you know. And since I have empathy, I want to help them where I can.
Yeah.
And I do.
So, for the lovers of history, Senior Pastor says that you paint a story, a great Kenyan history from pre-colonial period to colonial period, post-colonial, flavoring it with first-hand information from an eyewitness account of how we were emancipated from British colonial masters, to Jomo Kenyatta being released, becoming the first prime minister, and then first president of Kenya, and to the surprise of many after independence, the way the president welcomed foreigners to continue living and working in Kenya as long as they respected Africans and the government. Can you remember anything specific about this time or about?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You see, many foreigners did not think that Kenyatta would allow them to continue living in Kenya, Africans in general, but our president in particular. But when Kenyatta was released, I remember he held a large baraza in Nakuru, where he told foreigners that they were free to continue living in Kenya, provided that they accepted African rule. That was the condition. And many of them listened to him carefully and agreed with him. So they remained in Kenya. You see?
Yeah.
And that is partly to the nature of Kenyatta himself. He was a true Kenyan. He was realistic to know that these foreigners had done a lot towards development of our country.
Yeah.
Farming, for example.
Yes.
If you look at the farmland, which was started during those days, they were started by whites.
Yeah.
And even today, we rely on them.
Yeah.
I mean, those areas of Kenya, Eldoret and Kitale and that area, you know, we rely on what was started by foreigners. So Kenyatta was realistic to know that although we wanted to govern ourselves, we still needed the help of these people until we were not only self-governing, but running our own farming country properly.
Yeah.
In very modern ways.
So this is what he says about you. He says that you have a rich experience because you not only were a Kenyan citizen, but you were also an international student. You went to India, and then after that you got a scholarship to the US. And then you became a very an accomplished, high-ranking government officer with the rare privilege of the time to travel and see different and benchmark with different countries.
Yes.
And coming back to actually try out some of these.
Very true.
Yeah. So not only were you going for you were not traveling for yourself. You were doing it so that you can come back and give it back to the country.
Oh, yes.
Maybe this is the point at which I ask you to comment about that, because I understand that sometimes people who are given per diems to travel abroad go and come back and don't apply anything that they learn.
Well, put it this way. I was very lucky because wherever I worked, I got an opportunity to travel abroad on benchmarking or visiting other countries for looking for technical assistance to Kenya.
Yeah.
For example, I traveled with the late Tom Boyer, looking for technical assistance in Italy, etc. I traveled with other ministers, etc. And then I became a minister myself. And I took my own officials, you know. So I can say that I learned a lot from those visits, you know. But I think this is overdone today. Why? Because you don't need not to go abroad, really.
Okay.
for benchmarking, with very few exceptions,
Okay.
Either Kenya itself or surrounding countries are developed enough. African countries are developed enough, So you don't need to go, although it is abroad, you don't need to go next door. You don't need to go to France or Italy. It's very, I read in that press today that which country is very, very popular with our people. They mentioned, which country was this? Anyway, they like going to Italy. They like going to what country was this? Even the US, all the way to the US. And when you ask what are they going for, it was in the press today, showing how much money has been spent on traveling.
Yes.
And we don't have all that money really to use carelessly.
Yeah.
As a country, you find teachers not having enough pay.
Yes.
And some cannot even be employed. You find hospitals not having medication. These are areas of great need.
Yes.
And yet, you go to Malta or some other country, to go and benchmark. What benchmarking is that? Ask yourself, what benchmarking do you need in agriculture, really?
Yeah.
You can learn everything here. You don't have to go all the way abroad.
Yeah.
You don't need to go to Italy to learn about farming.
Yes.
So the little money we get, I'm afraid we don't seem to be using properly. Yeah.
So that's a government challenge.
Because in areas of need, for example, I mentioned two.
Yes.
Teachers and hospitals.
Yeah.
This must be given priority. Otherwise, there'll be nothing wrong. There'll be something wrong with our measurement, We need to address areas of need first, and others will follow.
Speaking of what you have said about there's no need of traveling to far-off countries, Rwanda, which is just a neighbor here,
yes,
actually is doing very well in health. When it comes to the Millennium Development Goals, they actually surpassed the 20.
Rwanda.
Yes, Rwanda's health system is working perfectly, seamlessly.
Really?
So maybe instead of traveling, like you're saying, to far-off countries, we should now start benchmarking with such a small country.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you see, when it comes to Millennium Development Goals, they look at all those tenets that you've discussed.
Yes.
Education and health.
And Rwanda is next door, You don't have to spend all that much money.
Yeah.
Traveling all the way to the US or UK or something.
Yeah.
Travel to Rwanda, what's wrong with that? Because if you say it is benchmarking, what you are saying is very true.
Yeah.
You can get benchmarking in Uganda, rather in Rwanda. So why go all the way to the United States, to Italy, etc.?
Exactly. And yet the Millennium Development Goals are actually curated here in this country under the United Nations.
Yes.
Whose headquarters are here in Nairobi, Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why go out and you can still source?
No, I agree with you
them?
entirely.
Yeah.
I agree with you entirely. But you see, some people make use of this opportunity to go abroad. To go and shop there, etc., etc. When people here, when teachers
are struggling,
when hospitals are struggling, doctors are not paid enough, etc.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of areas of need.
Areas of need.
You prioritize.
Yeah.
And you give to the needs. You fulfill the needs which are more urgent than others.
Yeah.
That's the way of allocating resources, isn't it?
So putting governance structures in place.
No, I mean, you look for areas of greatest need, before addressing others.
Yeah.
For example, before going for tours,
Yeah.
you should consider areas like hospitals. If when hospitals don't have enough medication, that is a great need, which is being neglected, And people may even die because they don't have medication.
Yeah.
you know. And they have actually died in some areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our country.
And yet it's our country, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.